perceive beyond sin.
She's a typical bumpkin, I think to myself, with lustreless hair, dry skin, and chapped flushed cheeks. Her vulgar face and slovenly clothes evoke my antipathy toward her even more. However, a small episode alters my sentiment on her, and thereby I embrace hope and grace in my mother's life, as I catch sight of the warmest and most touching instant in the world. Have you ever prejudged someone incorrectly based on how they look? Or has someone ever labeled you stereotypically based on your semblance? The majority of people tends to judge others by their appearance, even though looks can be deceiving. Through the experience of this little girl, I believe that people should never judge a book by its cover, because internal reality is often different than external appearance. In a dark and gloomy night, the moon was held in a shineless silhouette as if veiling behind a black shade curtain. I was sitting in the last carriage of the train, waiting absent-mindedly for the whistle to blow. Looking out of the window, a puppy barked desperately on the dusky platform. As usual, the overcrowded stream of people gradually receded. Inexplicable fatigue and weariness were casting shadows in my mind, just as the lugubrious sky threatened to snow. Meanwhile, the whistle blew to signal the departure. I slightly felt better and had ease of my mind, as half-heartedly expecting to see the station would slowly move backward. But prior to that, I heard the loud noise of wooden clogs from the gate accompanied with the conductor's shout, while a 10-year-old girl rushed through and ran hurriedly toward my carriage. As I had mentioned, I used a contemptuous sight to look at her because of her appearance. I felt a sense of relief when she sat down on the other side of the carriage. Few minutes later, I felt something disturbed. Undoubtedly, the girl had changed her seat next to me. She tried to open the heavy and outmoded windows eagerly, but it seemed like the window was opposing her wish. The train rushed into the tunnel with appalling noise. Condemning myself, I even cold-heartedly prayed to wish her attempt would never succeed. Suddenly, I was choked by something musky, funky, and cold violently like a hearty breath. The air, as dark as melted soup, turning into suffocating thick smoke, came in through the window and filled the carriage. The girl didn't even care about what I had behaved. Instead, she leaned on the frame, made a long neck out of the window with her hair blown in the wind, and stared into the distance with a satisfied smile. When the train had gone through the tunnel smoothly, the carriage was getting brighter and brighter, from which the cold smell of soil, dry grass, and water flew in. Although I was angered by her act of opening the window, which was closed for a purpose. Her chapped and flushed cheek and some sniffles, accompanied with a low, breathless noise, certainly aroused my sympathy. In the thick grove of reeds and bushes, there was a mother holding a young boy, shaking their hands toward the train. When I saw the girl lean half her body out of the window, stretched her frostbitten hand and waved it vigorously, the mother gave an incomprehensible cry. The young boy even jumped up and down and shouted inarticulately, "姐姐, 姐姐." His simple but mild words thrilled through my body and warmed my heart profoundly. When the train passed in front of them, the mother kissed her hand and said, "我们等你回来." This unexpected scene took my breath away, since I understood everything at once and saw her internal beauty. The girl was probably on her way to her employment and was unlikely to be home for a very long time, so her mother and her brother came all the way to see her off. After the realization, I tried to open myself and talk to her. She told me that she was the only person that could work to support her family financially. His father abandoned the family and married to another woman. The mother and the little boy have gone by in a blink, but this scene burned in my brain in a hot, training way. Regardless of the waving hands, the words, or the kiss, all of them evoked my commiseration and admiration of this unobtrusive young girl. After she went back to her original seat, I gazed at her as if she was another person. The lesson that she taught me is not merely I should embrace our momentous life, but also I shouldn't prejudge the worth or value of someone by its outward appearance alone. Judgment usually prevents us from seeing the good that lies beyond appearance. The rules I have always followed, no matter what, is perceived beyond the seen. This I believe.